Red Bull on McLaren. Oh my god! What an amazing race this is! Diesel Camera, your 2022 World Drivers Champion! Welcome to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Blade Runner is on pole position, UK Mole alongside him. Devanna was in P3 from Versio and Livery. Currently soft sticks from championship leader Sebastian Cameron in 7th. Then we have Davy Sekier in 8th from Ahmed Silla and Matthew Hart. Then it's Daniel Bogdansarov, Revo, Rafael Ferrari, Carlos Eduardo, Iago, Ultrabo, Box Adelaide, Spiker CB, Takman Horn, Hux Finucci, Chris Cornwell, Lam Fong, Thierry Headley and Chaos Angelet. So here we go to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. This is one of the chaotic races that we've got on my calendar. 5 red lines to start the race. And we are underway. Green flags and we're racing. 12 laps are ahead of us. UK Ball on the inside straight away, moving ahead of Blade Runner Sonic. In towards the first corner, instantly defending it as well. Further back there, Takman Horn. Sideways there. In towards the first corner, drivers slowing each other down non-stop. So the drivers should be slow right now in the first second. Green flag, so drivers can now go full speed once more. UK Mole leads from Blade Runner Sonic and Versio. Devanna down in P4, Livery in P5, then Crumbly and Ocampo. Dave Sekier in 8th from Silla and Matthew Hart. That is your current top 10 at the moment. As you have 24 drivers, all of them have survived. Van Horn lucky too. Especially since he went sideways there, 61% though on his car percentage. That's really bad. He's got damage. Finucci moving up into 19th place. Van Horn down to 20th. And he is missing his front wing. Thierry Headley in the Audi should move up, and he's up into 20th there. No issues at all. He came all for a rocket ship start in this race in the Hypersoft tyres. Moving through 2 seconds into the lead this race. However, the race is not won in the first lap. It is won on strategy and also pace. But not that one pace. You can't maintain that the whole way and be safe, alright? Yeah, Chaos Adler down to P24, it's not good for him. We had 9 retirements last time out in Australia, and I'm sure he was one of the ones not finished the race, so he'll be hoping to finish his first race. He was so close to not finishing because of what happened earlier. Van Horn being really slow there. I don't know what Adler was doing there. He almost went straight into the back of him. But round the outside the final corner, Adler moves up into 22nd place. As Van Horn drops down last, he's into the pit lane. As Blade Runner Sonic back into 1 second of UK Ball. That is where the slipstream starts to come in. Yeah, I can't wait to see what this race has for us in store. Iago on the inside line of Eduardo. Eduardo having the inside once more, cutting off Iago. That is Eduardo maintaining 14th place on the Ultra Soft tyres. Because last race we had Ultra Softs, Super Soft and Soft. This race we have Hyper Soft, Ultra Soft and Super Soft. So yeah, we've got softer tyres for this race. Of course, they're going to wear out quickly. As you can see, UK Ball's tyres already wearing out. We're on lap 2. The fact that they're wearing out already is crazy. Devanna in fourth position. His teammate Mark Stanley quite a bit down in 17th. Massive difference between the two McLarens. And it is clear which one is the better McLaren at the moment in this season. Also, as we all know, the starting grids never seem to be the final results. So, just safe to say right now, yeah, if you're on pole, it's not certain that you're going to be finishing in first position. If you're in mid-pack, you might not be finishing in mid-pack. If you're last, you might not even finish last. Hell, you can even finish first if you have a good enough strategy. And it's fast lap for Blade Runner Sonic. He's closing in on his team, but UK Ball opting to stay out for another lap. Now, he really wants to get pit priority, so he's going to have to try and fend off his teammate this whole way through, or else he may have to stay out another lap, which is going to hurt his race even more. Now, Devanna into the pit lane, that's what I have just noticed there. As the NTT data McLaren moving out of the pits. in 19th place. Van Horn can't get ahead of a single one of them. As he's coming down the straight, he's going to be behind everyone else up there who is pit. Which just isn't that much of a surprise when you think about it. As drivers are crawling around this race circuit now, Blake I think is sure to overtake the K-Ball. He's possibly just trying to minimise the amount of pit stops he's doing by staying out this extra lap. Now if he can hold off his teammate, then that will be very good for his race, but Blake not so much. As his tyres are also wearing out, he's probably going to be coming into pits the end of the next lap, assuming K-Ball's in the pits this lap. Versio in 3rd position. Don't forget about him, he's on the back of these guys. His tyres also wearing out. Look at the massive grading on the Ultras already. The Hypersoft are even worse. But it's even deeper than wear there. UK will be staying ahead of his teammate though, Blake in towards the last corner. I imagine he's going to come in the pits there. Look at that line. Yep, he is in. Blake staying out versus Theo, also opting to stay out. Crumbly should come in the pits. Yes, he does. Ocampo follows him in. Same with Armadillo. Revo staying out of the Ferraris. As speaking of Ferrari's on the back of the Ferrari. And in towards the first corner, the Atlas Ford on the inside of the Ferrari. And Ferrari is ahead of the Ferrari to take 3rd place by overtaking the Ferrari. And that is the driver named Raphael Ferrari, who's just overtook Ferrari. Yeah, that's Ferrari for you. Yeah, why'd I even do that? Blake in 1st position, Versio in 2nd, unable to catch up. The tyres are just too worn to make any advances on anyone. Van Horn into pits for the 2nd time this race. TVH21, move on to the super soft tyres, the hardest tyre available here in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, just where's your cable compared to the guys in pit? He's actually, there we go, he's in 13th place. Livery, Serkiera and Matthew Hart have all pit. They're ahead of him. The cable's actually on super soft, so yeah. What I was saying about minimising pit stops has actually been true. He's got 1 lap fresh tyres with him, so in theory he should be quicker than them. Maybe not right now. Matthew Hart's Hypersofts are wearing out. You can see that from a mile away. They're already wearing out. He's going to send on the inside of David Serkiera. As there's issues for Chris Cornwell, he's got a full car puncture. Chris Cornwell's got a full car puncture. Look at that, people are getting held up there massively. I don't know what's going on here. He's blocking the whole track. The entire track is getting blocked there. Ocampo finds a way through. Contact with the back. Iago has got a penalty. Another full car puncture. That is for someone else's Chaos handle it. He's now got a full car puncture. He moved out the way of people, giving them just enough through David Serkiera fastest lap of this race. But it is absolute conundrum here. On the 4th lap, onto the 5th. And that is Anderlecht and Cornwell to the pits, both over full car punctures. They tried doing 5 laps on Hypersoft. What the hell? Well, for that chaos, Hyperdrive see themselves in 5th and 6th. That's their legitimate positions. But so many things have been messed up. Actually, 4th and 5th are their legitimate positions. Because Ferrari is still due to pit. He's on them super soft tyres. Let's just see. Can he last? He's got 47%. Some tyres are still alright. Of course, still a heavy grading, which is a big concern. Hux Vinucci, fastest in the 1st sector. And you see he's in a big fight here, trying to move ahead of Eduardo. Does move ahead of Eduardo. Ultra trying to maintain 16th place. It's been a disastrous seeing him, actually. And he goes on the inside. He's up into 15th ahead of Matthew Hart, whose Hypersoft gamble has not paid off in the slightest. Ultra activating the active arrow. He's going to be waving goodbye to them guys, as he'll be looking at Spike to CB ahead, who is a more important target for him. Lap 6 begins. Ferrari is our race leader, as Bravo trying to get ahead of the Ocampo. That shouldn't be an issue, really. Using the active arrow down the main straight. Then my Ocampo's had a way better exit than Bravo livery in the pits. Moving on to Hypersoft tyres. Dr. Sarah also coming in for Mercedes. Camera's been blocked by a wall. Thank you very much, cameraman. You did a great job there. Ultra soft on for him. Matthew Hart coming in pits. Iago as well for Toro Rosso. He's on to the Hypersofts. Matthew Hart comes in. I don't know what time he's going on to though. The number 20 APX GP just waiting and waiting for his call. And there we go. Look at them ultra soft tyres on for him. He's going to fly out the pit lane, but that penalty was constant race to Cornwell. He was one of the ones with the full car puncture before, so that's pretty embarrassing, may I add. Oh well, he came all actually up in the second place now. Just noticed that one. He's been making some good gains. Same for Sonic. His tyres are wearing out. He's got to try and get ahead of Verstio. These drivers were already in their own battles earlier on. So yeah, Sonic's got to try his best here. He's got the active aero in a moment's time. Same thing, Verstio and everyone else here. But yeah, Sonic up at the third. Currently a net 1-2 for Hyperdrive. However, I don't know if it's going to stay that way. Are Hyperdrive going to consider swapping their drivers around? They could do. They could try and swap them around, see if they just can make use of his pace, but look at that sudden heavy grading on the tyres. Verstio coming into the pit lane. He's going to clearly aim for that undercut strategy. Ferrari in the pit, which means Verstio is going to be losing out on position as he moves on to onto ultra soft tyres. Ferrari going for a set of hypers. He could have moved onto a super soft tyre and easily made the end of the race, but almost contact at the pit center. Vettel so close to hitting Verstio. Fanucci and Vettel side by side in their own battle. Verstio almost became a passenger of a massive incident. Was that going to be 3 wide almost there? Through the S's, Fanucci wanting to get ahead of Eduardo. Vettel trying to get involved in this fight. So it's Lamfong got Eduardo. And yeah, Lamfong could be dropping even more places here as Fanucci will try to secure his position. It's looking like a difficult task though for him. You have to go on the inside line. It's not worked out. Lamfong does maintain his position for BMW Williams, but that was a very intense one there. Ferrari with a switchback manoeuvre in the atmosphere will go up into 8th place. He's got to make use of the Hypersoft for as long as he possibly can, so that there, really good for him. He's in 8th position, and Wano in 7th. That's going to be his next target. Now, realistically, Sonic should be the one coming in the pits. His tyres are way worse than his teammates. So have to see what Hyperdrive are choosing to do here. He came all staying out to Sonic into the pit lane as expected. Vettel is going to 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. He's got to be careful. And in the pits for the second time, good Sonic. Just have to see what tyres goes on to. Cameraman get better because now I can see the fence still. At least the whole thing. It's just a positive out the race there. Goes Daniel Sarov. Looks like an empty failure. There is his car up in flames. And this is going to be a free pit stop here. For some of these guys, Lamfong getting the benefit of this. Like Reddit was in for third stop, but he had a penalty. I saw that. Hypersoft on for Lamfong. May as well go onto that tyre if there's a virtual safety car. And he's obviously going to be happy with that stop. Lamfong, number 73, leaves pits in P11 on fresh Hypersoft tyres and is on for a very good result at the moment, I think. With that gamble onto that tyre, that he clears Van Horn. He's definitely way ahead of where he would have been normally. And now Revo and David Serkiero could get initiated in the battle, but I think it's Revo who's just recently overtook Serkiero because Serkiero on more worn tyres. I imagine Revo's the one who actually did the overtake before. Just it's one we didn't see, unfortunately for us as viewers. Eduardo fighting with Crumbly Blood, also trying to pull through on his fresher Hypersoft tyres. He's got to try and find some room. He's wiggling around, trying to find an open space, but there is no open space at all. There we go, he's found it on the inside to take Crumbly. He's up at the 6th, Crumbly down at the 7th right next to his tyres are worn out. He's going to have to consider pitting soon because them tyres ain't going to last long. Maybe 2-3 laps, I'd say. That's how long we have left of usable wear, really. But just like these get ahead of Wano, who pulled into the pits. Unfortunately, would have been slightly held up there. You came all in, and he's on to some ultra soft tyres, but just like moving up in a 4th. Ferrari, 1 lap older tyres. But just like got to try and get ahead of the Atlas Ford. He should have the better grip, but it's just not. It's not working for him. The grip isn't working for him. Ravo could try and stay out to the end of this race. His tyres are going to be very much destroyed. The number 7 Scuderia Ferrari is not going to do much on them super softs now. In the pits for the third time is Thierry Henley, Ultra Bro, and Marcus Adelaide. Adelaide's had a disastrous season so far. Even more disastrous than Ultra Bro, I'd say, which is very big. But yeah, he's on 2 Hypersoft tyres. I guess for a last push, I think he might stay out to the end of the race, to be honest. It's going to be a massive stretch. 4 laps, possible. The tyres, though, would be absolutely fried at the end. Blake Johnson now at the 2nd place. His tyres won't make the end of this race. And that is a fact. Look what happened last time people tried to do 5 laps. Their tyres exploded before the end of the lap. You're not doing 5 laps of that tyre, Blake Johnson, so it's best you come in the pits. Maybe they should have put him onto a fresher set of tyres. No, not a fresher set of tyres. My bad. Maybe they should have put him onto Ultra Softs. That would have made more sense. They would make the end of the race, but it's all up to Hyperdrive what the strategy is. Ferrari does not come in the pits, but Davide Sanchiara does. And there we go, let's get a cockpit camera, well, a halo camera view of a pit stop. You can see the crew working on the tyres there. Davide Sanchiara looks to be slightly held up by Rack and Crumply, who comes into the pit. We're going to have another view of a pit stop. And Expensify Apex GP's Rack Crumbly comes into the pits. He moves on to a fresh set of Ultra Soft tyres. Ravo leads on lap 10 here, but just like going 2 seconds behind. Both of them will be tempted to come into the pits though. But 2 more laps to go after this one. Them tyres aren't making it. Blake Johnson's tyres will not make it to the end of the race. There's just no way they can. Both Ravo and BDS lack pace at the moment. Thus Theo in contention to win this race here, I can see. However, right behind is UK Ball, who's going to move through into 4th on the outside towards the inside, and he's now into 4th position. Thus Theo in 5th. As there was some issues for Ferrari, his tyres are so dead. 2%, 1%. Ferrari tyres are going to explode right now, and it can happen at any moment now. So yeah, it turns out it's 3 laps the maximum you can do, not 4. My bad. But yeah, Ferrari's tyres are gone. They're completely gone. Literally, Lamfong narrowly avoiding contact with Ferrari. And yeah, he just needs to get the end. He just needs to get the pits as soon as possible. Demetrio does not move out of the way in time. There's contact. Ferrari is out of this race. Demetrio is going sideways on the track. That's always going to end badly. And just avoiding contact with Davide Sanchiara as the virtual safety car's out. Legend Sonic, he's stayed out. He stayed out. His tyres are gone. His tyres are not making it. They're not going to make it. Lamfong's tyres also won't make it. There's so many drivers who can puncture in this race. Virtual safety car will come to an end. Lap 11 out of 12. That's what Rob Hyperdrive have messed up. And they've kept BDS out on his ultras, I mean his hypers. And them tyres can't make it another lap. They can't. The tyre wear is way too high. And this can end very badly. I feel like they might have learned their mistake there. It looks like they're swapping their drivers around. He came all up at the 2nd place. Could be fighting for a race win here. If he does get this win, it's going to be his first win since 2017 Portugal. Many years after he can finally get that win. Versus Ravo, his tyres are going to make the end, I think. However, the race win does not seem that likely. It's not likely at all, I don't think. UK Ball with active aero getting closer and closer to the Ferrari, who is saving up their battery on the inside. Goes UK Ball to take the lead of this race. Ravo alongside not going to give this one up. He wants to try and get some race wins. Considering his team is down 17th, I think the Ferrari team really need this race win. And you go on the inside, goes UK Ball trying for a move. Can't get that move though. And yep, Legend Sonic's tyres have went. Lamfong's have also went there, as expected. Narrowly avoiding contact still. Jesus. UK Ball now leading once more. Just saw that. And Ravo trying to fight back. He can't fight back. This could be the win secured. There's out the race. Oh my god. Lamfong is the wrong way around. Fanucci's out. Lamfong is out. That's another 2 retirements in this race. The virtual safety car is out once more. 4 retirements now. Where just like it's stayed out. Why have they done this at hyperdrive? They've just completely ruined any sort of point chances they could have gotten there. The car's shaking around rapidly. I'm sure on the team radio he's going to be fuming at the team there. They could have put him onto any other compound. It probably would have made the end of the race. Look at Ravo. He managed so long at a time. Hey, he could even get a puncture actually. He's aiming for 8 laps on a super soft. I don't know if that's possible. We'll have to see though, but UK Mall is currently leading this race right now. And yep, for UK Mall, it's almost a second to go. He's not got long left, but he can become a race winner. It has been 6 seasons now since his last win. He's fought hard, he's had to deal with absolute tractors of a car. With interesting upgrade plans, but here we go. Coming round to the final corner. 6 seasons he's waited, but his time has finally came. UK Mall is going to do it, and he's going to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. His first win in 6 years. Ravo's going to come home and just make it P2 for the Ferrari team. And out of the race goes Headley. Eduardo, though, after Mercedes' disappointing start the season, he's going to at least give them something to write home on. It's going to be P3 for Carlos Eduardo, who rounds off the podium. David Sarkar will miss out. He finishes in 4th place. Apex GP, another solid result. It's not the podium again, but it is still a good result. P5 for Racket Crumpley, as Opel going to come home for P6 and P7. Blade Outside's down to 16th place, he's out of the points. Adelaide is going for a car puncture, Blade Outside's going to full car puncture. Mike Stevie's just going to come home. And Adelaide drops down more places out. The race goes Van Horn and Cornwell. Another 2 retirements that we're not seeing at all. Mercedes going to full car puncture. Adelaide's going to full car puncture. Blade Outside's going to full car puncture. Devento and Ocampo also have them. Harlan has them. So many full car punctures. Hypersoft truly causing the chaos on this track. Geez, so a lot of retirements once again. 7 of them. Yeah, but I was like, is going to get points in the end. 2 points to be good for him. I mean, damage limitation. Got lucky with some of the retirements there. There are many of these drivers. But yeah, it's been a very chaotic race. I must say so myself. So yeah, just waiting now. Matthew Hart to cross the line. Because Ando Capo's up there in 16th. Matthew Hart's only in 19th, which will become 17th. Alright, we're just waiting now. He's been crawling around this track for ages. Like, absolutely ages. Come on, Matthew Hart. Cross the line, you know. I mean, it's not like he can go any quicker. He's on a car that has just got a full car puncture. Just look at that, though. The violent shaking must be really hurting the drivers, though. The shaking so bad you can actually just see the logo on the suits. Crazy. UK Mall finally winning once more. Ravo in P2 gets a solid result but misses out on the win in the end of the race. Carlos Eduardo writes some good stuff for Mercedes this season, getting P3 back onto the podium once again. I think that's first time since early 2021 when he was in Williams. But with that, we're done with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And with that, let's listen to the British national anthem. Haven't said that in a while ever. Zilla, Spike CB, Ultra, Chaos and Delete, Iago, Lucio, Max Adelaide, Later Sonic, Donald Vandell, Smashing Cameron Matthew Hart. For the return to Chris Cornwell, Van Horn, Edwin Fanucci, Thong, Ferrari and Bob Sarov. So many retirements once more. It's been a chaotic season and I can't wait to see what we have in store next race when F1 Classic returns for the Bahrain Grand Prix.